While Luke, Leia, and Han captured headlines, the Star Wars saga was built by an ensemble of supporting characters who brought depth and texture to that galaxy far, far away. From cantina aliens to Imperial officers, rebel pilots to bounty hunters, these performers created a lived-in universe that felt both exotic and believable. Let's explore the actors behind the characters who made Star Wars feel like a real place. The Mose-Isley Cantina sequence in A New Hope introduced audiences to the diverse alien population of the Star Wars universe. Among the most memorable was the Walrus Man, officially named Ponda Baba, who loses his arm in a lightsaber duel with Obi-Wan Kenobi. The character was portrayed by Tommy Illsley, born March 15, 1946 in London, England. Illsley was a stuntman and actor who specialized in creature work and mass performances. His brief but memorable scene with Luke Skywalker helped establish the cantina as a dangerous place where violence could erupt at any moment. After Star Wars, Illsley continued working as a stuntman and creature performer in various British productions. He passed away in 2005 at age 59. The cantina's bartender was played by Ted Burnett, who brought a world-weary professionalism to the role. His dismissive attitude toward the droids, "We don't serve their kind here,"
We don't serve their kind here.
What?
You're droids.
immediately established the prejudices that existed in this universe. Burnett continued working in British television and film until his retirement in the 1990s. Peter Cushing's Grand Moff Tarkin represented the cold, calculating evil of the Empire. Born May 26, 1913 in Kenley, Surrey, Cushing was already legendary for his work in Hammer horror films, often playing vampire hunters and mad scientists. His collaboration with Christopher Lee in numerous horror films had made him a recognizable face to genre fans worldwide. As Tarkin, Cushing brought a different kind of menace than Darth Vader's mystical darkness. His Tarkin was bureaucratic evil, the administrator who could order the destruction of entire planets with the same detachment as signing a memo. Cushing's gaunt features and precise diction made Tarkin genuinely frightening without ever raising his voice or making threats. The role came during a difficult period in Cushing's personal life, shortly after his beloved wife's death. His professionalism never wavered, though those close to him noted his deep sadness between takes. Cushing continued acting in horror films and television until shortly before his death in 1994 at age 81. Richard Le Parmentier brought bureaucratic frustration to life as Admiral Motti, the Imperial officer who foolishly challenges Darth Vader's power and pays the price with a force choke. Born July 16, 1946 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Le Parmentier moved to Britain in the 1970s to pursue acting opportunities in European productions. His scene with Vader became one of the most quoted moments in Star Wars, demonstrating the Sith Lord's power while showing the Empire's internal politics. Le Parmentier's performance balanced arrogance with sudden terror as Vader's grip tightened around his throat. After Star Wars, he worked steadily in British television and film, often playing American characters. He passed away in 2013 at age 66. The Rebel Alliance's diversity was embodied by actors from around the world, creating a sense of a galaxy-wide resistance movement. Garrick Hagon played Biggs Darklighter, Luke's childhood friend who joined the rebellion before him. Born September 27, 1939 in London, England, Hagon was an established television actor who brought genuine warmth to his reunion with Luke aboard the Death Star. Although many of Biggs's scenes were cut from the theatrical release, Hagon's performance in the final Death Star battle gave Luke's mission personal stakes. His character's death during the trench run added emotional weight to the climax. Hagon continued working in British television and theater throughout his career, often returning to Star Wars conventions to meet fans who appreciated his character's sacrifice. Drew Henley portrayed Red Leader Garvin Dryce, the experienced pilot who led the initial Death Star assault. Born January 19, 1940 in Bournemouth, England, Henley was a television veteran who brought military professionalism to the role. His commanding presence helped establish the Rebel Alliance as a legitimate military force rather than just a ragtag group of freedom fighters. Henley's delivery of tactical information during the Death Star battle, "Stay on target," became iconic among fans. His character's death cleared the way for Luke's desperate final run on the Death Star. Henley continued acting in British television until his retirement, passing away in 2016 at age 75. The Imperial military was populated by actors who brought professionalism and dedication to their villainous roles. Don Henderson played General Tagg, one of the Imperial officers who questions the Death Star's vulnerability during the conference room scene. Born November 10, 1931 in London, England, Henderson was a character actor known for playing authority figures and military personnel. His performance in the Death Star conference room helped establish the political dynamics within the Empire, showing that even among the villains, there were debates about strategy and tactics. Henderson worked extensively in British television, often playing policemen and military officers. He passed away in 1997 at age 65. Leslie Schofield portrayed Chief Bast, the Imperial officer who brings Tarkin news of the rebel attack on the Death Star. Born December 12, 1938 in Oldham, Lancashire, Schofield was a television regular who specialized in military and authority roles. His nervous energy in delivering bad news to Tarkin helped build tension in the film's final act. The exotic aliens that populated the Star Wars universe required dedicated performers willing to work under difficult conditions. Maria de Aragon wore the Gremlin's mask to portray Greedo, the bounty hunter who confronts Han Solo in the cantina. Born in the Philippines, de Aragon was a dancer and actress who brought grace and menace to the role despite limited visibility through the mask. The famous Han Shot First controversy stemmed from her scene with Harrison Ford, which was later digitally altered in special editions. De Aragon's performance helped establish bounty hunters as a constant threat in the Star Wars universe. She continued working as a dancer and actress in various productions throughout her career. Phil Brown and Sheila Fraser played Owen and Beru Lars, Luke's aunt and uncle who raised him on Tatooine. Brown, born April 30, 1916 in Cambridge, Massachusetts, was an American actor who had moved to Britain in the list era. Fraser, born November 25, 1922 in Purley, Surrey, was a British character actress with extensive television credits. Together, they created a believable family dynamic that grounded Luke's character in recognizable emotions and relationships. Their character's death at Imperial hands provides Luke's initial motivation for joining the rebellion. Brown passed away in 2006 at age 89, while Fraser died in 2000 at age 77. Dennis Lawson brought charm and Scottish wit to Wedge Antilles, the rebel pilot who became a fan favorite despite limited screen time. Born August 27, 1947 in Crieff, Scotland, Lawson was already working in British television when he joined Star Wars. His natural charisma and pilot authenticity made Wedge memorable enough to return for the subsequent films. Lawson's performance helped establish the camaraderie among rebel pilots, creating a sense of genuine friendship in military professionalism. He continued the role through all three original trilogy films, making Wedge one of the few characters to survive all the major battles. After Star Wars, Lawson became a respected stage and television actor, notably starring in the BBC series Local Hero. Return of the Jedi introduced audiences to Jabba's palace, populated by creatures and characters that expanded the universe's criminal underworld. Femi Taylor played Ula, Jabba's tragic Twi'lek dancer who pays the ultimate price for displeasing the crime lord. Born in Nigeria and raised in Sweden and Britain, Taylor was a dancer and actress who brought grace and pathos to the role. Her performance in Jabba's palace, though brief, created sympathy for the creatures trapped in the crime lord's service. Taylor's dance sequence became iconic, showcasing both the exotic beauty and underlying danger of Jabba's court. She continued working in television and film, often returning to Star Wars conventions to meet fans. Michael Carter portrayed Bib Fortuna, Jabba's majordomo and right-hand creature. Born June 29, 1940 in Glasgow, Scotland, Carter worked extensively in makeup and prosthetics to bring the pale, sinister Twi'lek to life. His performance balanced servility with cunning, suggesting Fortuna's own ambitions within Jabba's organization. The forest moon of Endor introduced the Ewoks, requiring numerous performers to bring the teddy bear-like aliens to life. Warwick Davis, born February 3, 1970 in Surrey, England, was just 11 years old when he played Wicket, the Ewok who befriends Princess Leia. His natural performance helped audiences connect with the primitive but brave forest dwellers. Davis's work in Return of the Jedi launched a career that would span decades, including starring roles in Willow in the Harry Potter series. His experience in Star Wars taught him to work effectively in challenging costumes and makeup. In 2025, Davis continues acting while also working as a producer and advocate for performers with dwarfism. Kenny Baker also performed as an Ewok in addition to his R2-D2 duties, showing his versatility as a performer. The Ewok sequences required numerous British actors of short stature, creating a community of performers who brought individual personalities to their characters despite working in full-body costumes. Many of the film's technical crew members also appeared on screen in small roles. John Hollis, the film's assistant director, also played the Lark alien in the cantina. Born November 18, 1927 in London, England, Hollis was primarily a behind-the-scenes professional who occasionally stepped in front of the camera. These dual roles were common in the original trilogy's production, where budget constraints and George Lucas's collaborative approach meant crew members often became part of the cast. This created a sense of shared ownership in the project that contributed to the film's authentic feel. The Empire's military precision was embodied by numerous actors playing TIE fighter pilots, stormtroopers, and officers. While most were uncredited, their collective performance created the sense of a vast, organized military machine. Many were drawn from British television and theater, bringing professional training to even the smallest roles. The stormtrooper armor made individual performances impossible to distinguish, but the collective effect created an intimidating, faceless enemy that enhanced the rebels' underdog status. These performers often worked in difficult conditions, with limited visibility and mobility, yet maintained the military bearing that made the Empire threatening. The magic of Star Wars came not just from its main characters, but from the dozens of supporting players who populated its universe. From cantina aliens to Imperial officers, rebel pilots to palace inhabitants, these actors created a galaxy that felt lived in and real. Their collective performance made Star Wars more than just a movie. They helped create a mythology that continues to capture imaginations decades later.